If you've been waking up 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a night just to use the bathroom, and even then you're standing there waiting, barely getting anything out, I want you to know something. That is not just getting older. That is your body sending you a very specific signal, and tonight I'm going to show you exactly what to do about it. I'm Dr. Abigail Brooks, and as a urologist, this is one of the most common complaints I hear from men, and honestly, one of the most frustrating because the solution is far simpler than most people think. What most men don't realize is that incomplete bladder emptying isn't just uncomfortable. Over time, it puts real stress on your prostate, your kidneys, and your overall urinary health. And the longer you ignore it, the harder it becomes to reverse. So let's talk about what's actually happening inside your body. And then I'm going to walk you through a simple 5-minute routine you can do tonight, right before bed, that can make a dramatic difference in how completely you empty your bladder. Your prostate sits right at the base of your bladder, wrapped around your urethra like a donut. When you're young, that donut is small and perfectly shaped. But as men age, and this process can begin as early as your late 30s, the prostate naturally starts to grow. That growth puts pressure on the urethra, which is the tube that carries urine out of your body. The result is a slow, weak stream, a feeling that you never quite finish, and that miserable urgency that keeps pulling you back to the bathroom every hour or two. Now here's what most people don't realize. The problem isn't always the size of the prostate. A lot of men have what's called functional retention, meaning the muscles involved in urination, particularly the pelvic floor, are either too tense or too weak to coordinate properly. Think of it like trying to squeeze toothpaste out of a tube with your hand cramped up. The tube might be fine, but the squeeze is off. That's exactly what's happening for a huge number of the men I see. So before we get into the routine, I want you to understand one more piece of this puzzle: the role of the nervous system. Your bladder and your prostate are controlled largely by your autonomic nervous system, which is the system that runs on autopilot. Stress, poor sleep, too much caffeine, and chronic tension in your lower body all keep that system in a kind of high alert state. When you're in that state, your bladder feels urgent and full even when it isn't, and your ability to fully relax and empty is significantly compromised. This is why so many men find that their symptoms get worse during stressful periods of their life. It's not a coincidence, it's physiology. All right, so let's get into the actual routine, what I call the 5-minute bladder flush. This is something you can do every single night, and I want you to think of it as maintenance for one of the most important systems in your body. The first thing I want you to do about 30 to 45 minutes before you go to bed is stop drinking fluids. Not because hydration isn't important, it absolutely is, but because timing your fluid intake is one of the most overlooked tools for improving nighttime bladder function. During the day, drink plenty of water, but give your body a window before sleep to process what's already in your system. The second step is what I call the double void technique, and this is something I teach every single patient of mine who deals with incomplete emptying. When you go to the bathroom before bed, after you finish urinating, I want you to stay right there. Don't zip up and walk away. Wait about 20 to 30 seconds, then lean slightly forward. Just a gentle lean, resting your elbows on your knees if you're sitting, and try again. That slight forward position shifts the angle of your bladder and takes pressure off the prostate just enough to allow whatever is left to drain. Many men I've treated are genuinely shocked at how much more comes out on that second attempt. It's simple, it costs you nothing, and it works. The third step involves your pelvic floor. And yes, men have a pelvic floor, and yes, it matters enormously for prostate and bladder health. Here's the key thing though. Most men, when they hear pelvic floor exercises, immediately think about squeezing and tightening. But for men who are dealing with urinary retention or incomplete emptying, the issue is often too much tension, not too little. So what I want you to practice is a technique called reverse Kegels, or pelvic floor drops. Instead of squeezing, you're deliberately relaxing and releasing those muscles. The easiest way to learn this is to take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Let your belly expand, not your chest. And as you exhale slowly through your mouth, consciously release any tension you're holding in your lower abdomen, your perineum, and your inner thighs. Do this 5 to 10 times. It takes about 2 minutes, and it signals your nervous system that it is safe to fully let go. The fourth element is something most men are completely ignoring, and that's magnesium. Specifically, magnesium glycinate taken in the evening. Magnesium plays a direct role in smooth muscle relaxation, including the smooth muscle of your bladder and urinary tract. It also calms the nervous system, which, as I mentioned earlier, has a direct impact on how your bladder functions at night. In my experience, adding magnesium to an evening routine is one of the simplest and most effective supportive steps a man can take for nighttime urinary symptoms. This isn't a replacement for medical treatment if you need it, but as a complement to the habits we're building, it's genuinely valuable. The fifth and final part of this routine is position and temperature. This might sound almost too simple, but hear me out. Taking a warm shower or spending even 5 minutes with a warm compress on your lower abdomen before bed increases circulation to the pelvic region, relaxes the smooth muscle of the prostate and bladder neck, and reduces that tight, congested feeling that many men describe as pressure or heaviness in the lower pelvis. Warmth is a vasodilator. It opens things up. And for a prostate that's under pressure, that matters. Now I want to address something directly because I think it's important. A lot of men wait far too long before they say anything to a doctor about these symptoms. There's a tendency to normalize it, to chalk it up to age, to feel embarrassed, or to just push through. And I understand that. But I also know that urinary symptoms, especially in men over 40, can be early signs of conditions that are very manageable when caught early and much more complicated when they're not. Benign prostatic hyperplasia, early prostate inflammation, or even hormonal shifts affecting testosterone all show up in how your urinary system functions. Your bladder is telling you something. Please listen to it. If you're waking up more than once a night consistently, if your stream is weak or you're straining, if you feel like you never fully empty, bring that up with your doctor at your next visit. Don't wait for it to get worse. You deserve to sleep through the night. You deserve to feel comfortable in your own body. And you deserve the energy and confidence that comes with actually taking care of your health instead of just managing symptoms. What I want you to take away from this video is that you are not powerless here. There are real, evidence-based practical things you can do tonight, and I just walked you through all of them. The double void, the pelvic floor release, the magnesium, the warmth, the fluid timing. These aren't complicated. They don't require a prescription. They just require you to be intentional about your body for 5 minutes before bed. If this was helpful to you, please subscribe to this channel. I put out new content every week focused specifically on men's health, prostate, testosterone, vitality, and aging well. And I want you to have access to real, trustworthy information delivered in a way that actually makes sense. Share this video with a man in your life who needs to hear it, because too many men are suffering in silence over something they don't have to suffer through. Leave a comment below and tell me, how many times are you waking up at night? I read those, and your experience helps me know exactly what to cover next. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.